Yo, what's good? Welcome back to That Life, My Life. And if you've been keeping up with the series, you know that we just moved from Snapchat and now we're bringing this show all exclusive to YouTube. My name is B.RoB. You can follow me on all my social medias at ThatGuyBRoB on Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. And keep up with me and my journey onto the top. Today, I do have a very special guest with me. My very first guest is entrepreneur, and you may know her from The Juice, my co-host, Miss Caitlin Lott. She will formerly be going as she will be known as Miss KaitNevin for now on, so you can keep up with her on her social media. So with That Life My Life, we're not gonna be doing things a little bit different. So you keep up with my life, but now we're going to allow different guests and people to come onto the show and kind of showcase their life, what they've learned, their dreams, their goals, their brands, the whole shebang. So without further ado, I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna give our not my co-host. Well, you are my co-host. I hate you so much. Well, this is my co-host, Kate. So, Kate, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what was life growing up for you?
Well, growing up, I feel like I had a very good childhood compared to a lot of other people. I'm not going to say it was perfect. Nobody's childhood is perfect. But I definitely remember the way my dad used to talk about his dad and his dad not being there for him. So he put in 3-4 times the effort just to make us have like this amazing childhood. So I remember a lot of Disney vacations. I've been out of the country.
You had that life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had that life. Okay.
And like no childhood comes without its faults. Like obviously I remember in trouble. I remember faking sick for like weeks at a time.
You were the type to cry to get out of punishment, I felt
like.
like.
I can cry on command.
Oh, yeah. See, yo, I believe it. Snap.
I remember my own little downfalls here and there. School, I didn't really love school until I got older because I felt like I kind of got bullied a lot here and there. But as for like my family life and childhood, I definitely felt like God blessed me with like a very good, sustained family who essentially all loves each other.
You
Not
have
every
siblings?
day.
You have siblings, right?
Yes, I have an older sister and a younger brother,
Okay.
and 2 parents who are still married.
Yeah.
So
That's
crazy.
that's dope. You know, a lot of, like you said, a lot of kids don't have like both parents, so that's definitely a blessing. I definitely know that whole childhood father story, whatever. But your dad's a good dude. It sounds like
He's the best.
He's the best. Well, he's probably not gonna love you anymore because you can notice you can fake cry on command. so yeah, Dad. I hope you're watching this and
He
know
knows.
don't. That's dope. So you came to the University of West Florida back in
2014?
2014, 2013, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And that's when
2013.
2013, and you came from one of the most prestigious HBCUs, Florida Agricultural.
And Mechanical University.
There you
October
go.
3rd, 1887. What?
Why do y'all culture, I love it there. What was that like coming from such a culturated like environment in school and coming to the University of West Florida, which is a PWI with not as much culture as FAMU?
Well, I don't think UWF has any less culture. I think it's a different type of culture. Growing up, I grew up around, it was a predominantly Caucasian community,
Okay.
but everybody around me was very mixed, a lot of ethnicities, nationalities, etc. So I had Pakistani friends, Hispanic friends, white friends, black friends. There wasn't really that distinction of like living in an African American neighborhood. So when I grew up, I wanted to go be around educated African Americans and just like thrive and learn and grow and understand who I am as a person.
Nice.
Now when I got there, at first I did feel enriched by that. I loved it, but I definitely feel like there's more of a culture of like parties and socialization and being on the right dance team and being in the right Greek, and there are a lot of people who are not about that, but the population that are is such a big population that I felt it was distracting for me for my learning community. So the culture obviously is very African American, a lot of pride. It's definitely somewhere I would go for grad school, not
Nice.
necessarily undergrad, but the culture difference in FAMU and Tallahassee and Pensacola, I would just say, is the African American perspective and enrichment. You don't have that as much on the University of West Florida, but at UWF, we have seen how MPHC Greeks have done such a good job at showing culture, and just intertwining. But like one thing I didn't see at FAMU was like having like LGBT communities or having like Christian
Religious-based organizations,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
religious-based organizations versus other ones. It seemed to be more so social organizations that were highlighted. I'm not saying that they weren't there, but they were a little more. So I think the culture at UWF is more just to cater to each individual.
More diverse and a little bit of mixture of everything.
Instead of just each ethnicity, like the African American culture.
I understand that. So is there anything that you miss about FAMU?
Yeah, at times I miss sometimes being around all African American people, because you feel at home.
Yeah.
Like I could go to FAMU today and definitely feel like at home. Like you always kind of feel accepted and like everybody's kind of the same there.
Yeah.
There's definitely a pressure here to kind of fit in or not go down certain streets because of certain people.
For you, yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely different, but I don't miss the lessons that I've learned coming from there, and I think there are different variables, and I've learned a lot more coming here, and it was a better move for me.
Nice. So I've known you from quite some time, and recently I believe it's been about 1 or 2 years since you're a cancer survivor.
I am.
And that's a blessing. So
Yes.
congratulations on that. So
Thanks.
what was that like that feeling, like finding out I have cancer, and then like going through the journey to recovery, and now being back to Kate?
It's weird. Well, for 3 years, I had like pain in my leg. And like nobody really understood it, but I was only sleeping for 30 minutes a time at night. Like no one would know. And I would sleep sitting straight up. So like in the little president's dorm rooms, I would sleep with like my back on the wall, my leg out, like a pillow behind me. And whatever relationship I was at the time, I actually called him at like 3 a.m. because I was in so much pain. And like that's when I started to realize that I was starting to have problems. And so one day kept going to urgent care, kept going, didn't know it was wrong. And everybody kept checking my leg because that's where the pain was. So end up finding out I have a tumor in my back. It's crushing my sciatic nerve, which was causing the leg pain. Go into surgery, have no idea that I have cancer. Get the tumor taken out, whatever. 3 days in the hospital, kind of sitting there.
Wow.
I mean, just looking a hot mess.
Was
and
the pain better in your back, or?
Oh, well, it was worse at the time. I mean, I had back surgery.
Oh yeah. Well, true, but I guess so. You still were sitting.
Yeah. Well, I was in a chair, and then I had to have a walker, and I had to have people help me. But I remember being in the room by myself, and a doctor coming in, my oncologist, and him saying, "You have cancer," and the first thing I said was, "I'm gonna be bald."
I mean, we wouldn't want to lose your hair, of course. I already know you. Yeah.
Right. I was like, my hair. And he was like, "You're not going to lose your hair." Well, maybe. We don't know. We need to talk about some things. And my mom had left to go to the store. So my mom was furious. Wow. And she hated that he told me when I was alone. But I remember just kind of having this feeling of like, am I going to die? Because so many people associate cancer with death.
Understandable.
And so for a very long time, like people were visiting me from school and stuff, and I wasn't telling them kind of what was going on. I kind of let that come through after treatment, but the adjustment coming back here was weird because I had to go back home to Jacksonville, live with my parents, have radiation treatment, and it really was like pulling me out of this life. And when I came back, I just felt very alienated, like kind of seeing certain friends was weird. People kept telling me, "You're never on campus anymore." And I was like, well, that's not a freaking choice.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
So it was definitely weird, but I think one big thing for me was my dad kept telling me there are people who live without arms. There are people who have terminal cancer. There are people who are blind. And he's like, I understand. I'll never understand what you're going through, but the pity you're taking upon yourself is not going to help you grow any. So I had cancer. I went through it. Prayerfully, it never comes back. I have 5 years until they say I'm fully clean, but it was definitely a learning process. And watch what you say. When I was younger, I used to say, I feel like I'm going to be one of those little young people that die early and have like this horrible like death and like impact the world. And like I used to say that all the time and I don't know why. And then that happened. And I was like, I basically called this forth into my life. So it was definitely an awakening experience, and I thank God that I'm here today and I'm just able to live and follow my dreams and
Well, that's great. I know you have a video on YouTube about that as well. So if you guys want to know more about that, Kate does have that at youtube.com/KaitNevin, correct? And then you kind of hear more of a detailed information about this story and her success there. So I actually have a surprise for you that you probably didn't know that we were going to do today. And it's a little new spin that I'm going to be doing for the show now. So all of my guests are now required to give 10 facts about themselves in 1 minute.
Oh my God.
So you have a minute.
Wait, things that I haven't already said?
10 facts about yourself.
Oh my God. Wait, when?
Starting.
Oh, you're a cheater.
Starting now.
I'm an AK.
1.
I'm 5'2".
2.
Everybody thinks I'm Dominican.
3.
I speak a little bit of Espanol.
4.
Oh my God. I live in my own apartment.
Duh, 5.
I don't know.
Time's ticking.
Wait.
You got 40 seconds. There's 20 seconds going by. That's you at 5.
My favorite color is Tiffany blue.
Tiffany blue. Why Tiffany blue?
Because it is.
What's up?
I got into art school with a scholarship but didn't go.
What art school?
SCAD University.
Why you didn't go?
That counts. Stop. You're distracting
25 seconds. You at 6.
Oh my God. I have 2 more.
You got 4 more.
No. SCAD.
Well, SCAD was the 7th one.
Yeah, I'm super close to my grandma. And
You had 10 seconds.
I look just like my dad.
That's funny. I feel like you cheated.
I did.
6 seconds left on the clock. I feel like she cheated, but we're
And
gonna.
those probably weren't even the most interesting facts about me.
But at least somebody, if they trying to hook up with you, and you know they know something a little bit about you. She's 5'2", she's AKA. She got accepted to art school. She like her dad. That's kind of creepy.
No, it's,
So when the guy meets your dad, he's gonna like think.
no, it's.
Never mind. Moving forward. So now that we got a little bit about your life and your life growing up, we kind of want to get a little bit into your current life. So your dreams, your goals. What do you want to do? Where do you see yourself?
I think a lot of people are gonna expect me to say hosting a television show and doing this
Right.
and doing that.
And you
And
got the
that's-
juice, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And those are dreams and goals for me. Obviously, one day I hope to be on a panel, like something like The Real, or even make it to Oprah's level if God were to
With your
bless
coffee?
me with those things.
With your K on the
my
side?
I have 16 coffee cups. I just counted the other
Girl,
day.
you only got one mouth. You got 16 for every day. Different one for every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think in my heart of hearts, I know that my like true dream is and goals are to have a family and basically be able to give to a group of people who can give back to me and us enrich each other's lives. Like I always have these ideas of having like 2 sons that are bigger than me and them like wanting to play football and be like, Ma, this, and me just being like, where your friends at?
Oh, you're going to be that embarrassing one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
God.
I definitely want to like live in an area for an allotted amount of time. I feel like I moved around for a lot, so that's a goal of mine as well. But I think people definitely match success and fame as being equals, and I don't agree with those things. I definitely think that you can be successful and enriched and have family and live just not necessarily a regular life, but just a sustainable life and
not be famous in that light and all
yes,
that.
exactly. And I would love to have that if God were to give that to me. But I also just think that in my heart of hearts, I know that I would be very content having that kind of relationships in my life and like staying friends with the people I met in college and like hanging out with their families and their kids. Like those are dreams and goals that I have for myself because I didn't necessarily get to experience those things as a child and see that in the same way. But I was blessed to have such an awesome family that it's definitely something I want to do, and I want to be somebody's mom and, you know, be at soccer practice
Oh, soccer mom. Oh, she's so perfect.
without the minivan.
What you mean driving around then?
I want like a Range Rover.
You just want to be pimping nice.
Yeah.
You want an updated minivan. That's all the Range
Yes.
Rover is, an updated minivan for you moms.
Well, I just want to be laid, made, slayed, and then taking my kids to soccer practice.
Jesus. Oh my God. You're just a new age soccer mom right here. Just a new age soccer mom. I feel it. So you do a lot of different things. You are into fashion, makeup, do-it-yourself things. Like you're the type to decorate interior. Like you do everything. Like you have such a creative mind. So like, did that spark from somewhere? Or is that just how you always been?
I think it's my mother.
Your mother.
I call her and I say, do you know what you did to me? Do you know what you're doing to me? Like I've been in Kirkland's for an hour.
Wow. There you go.
But I think it's just something that's come out of me. My father is an artist as well. He makes music, he paints, he does a lot of inner things. Like, and I definitely, when I look at our family, we're definitely more of an artsy kind of family. It's just a little more sophisticated, so you don't see it at first. But my mom, she can take a house she could take a box and make it look amazing.
I'll keep that
yes,
in mind.
my sister is very creative. She works very well with graphics. My brother, although he's more into sports, if you listen to him talk and stuff like that, he's very articulate, rhythmic. Like he could do a lot of spoken word, I feel like, if he wanted to. So it kind of just seems to be something that's in our veins. They kind of just, kind of flourish through me the most.
I like it. Well, as we get ready to wrap this up, my final question for you is going to be, through all your life lessons and struggles, what is one piece of advice that you can give our viewers to that can maybe help them along their journey and that can probably inspire them as they're watching this episode?
I'm gonna try not to get emotional.
No, get emotional. Let the tears flourish.
No, I just beat my face.
Oh my God.
But basically, the biggest advice I can give to anyone from the life lessons I've learned is to not let yourself form bad opinions of yourself based on the opinions of others. When I was younger, I was definitely a lot heavier. And even now, I still struggle with my weight. It's something I've always really struggled with. I've never really come out of it. I've always been like really small or really big, and now I'm somewhere in between. So it's like very weird for me to be comfortable in my skin. And through that, I definitely went through some self-mutilation when I was younger and in high school. And then I kind of experimented with like being bulimic and just trying to find myself, feel comfortable with who I am, because people would tell me I'm fat, or then they would tell me I was too skinny. And so then I would binge. And it was always just something that was so hard for me to understand, especially looking at my family, because all of them seem so, to me, perfectly put together and just look right. And I always felt very absent and like a stranger from those people. And even now, people say like, oh, well, you're so pretty and this and that, or like your hair and this and that, or you don't need makeup and you don't need weave and this and that. And so it's like a battle to like please others. And I just want girls, women, even men, not to like develop a opinion of yourself based on what other people are saying, because it like hinders all of your levels of who you are. And I found that it's hindered just me doing certain things. Like earlier we were talking about the YouTube videos. That is like an issue for me, because like I don't even like to watch myself on camera.
I feel that.
And so it's like an insecurity thing. And so the biggest lesson I've learned is just to kind of love yourself unconditionally, realize that God made you. There's only going to be one Brandon in this world. There's only going to be one Kate, and we can only be the best people we can be, and we have to do that without letting other people demean who we are as people. And we're always growing, and we're always learning, and we're always developing who we are. And I think that's the biggest lesson that we can learn, is just enjoy who you are in this life and just go with the flow.
I like that. That's definitely something I can definitely relate for that. I know I struggled with that in high school, and just trying to like love me and like thinking like I had to be this way because all my friends were like athletes.
And people don't think guys go through that.
Oh yeah, no, it's a struggle like with your instinct. Like all my friends are a lot of football players, and so like they got all the girls and this and that. It's like, what's wrong with me? Like, I can't get no. I get no females now. Like, what's up with me? So I definitely relate to that, and that's I think our viewers can definitely learn from that. Just be you, love you, and like somebody, when that person is right for you, God's gonna place them in your life to be there for you. So I can dig that. All right, that is all we have here for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Kate, go ahead and let the people know how they can find you on social media.
You guys can find me at KaitNevin. That's KaitNevin. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. I am everywhere.
She's everywhere at KaitNevin. And I am at ThatGuyBRoB. Please follow me on all my social media. Keep up with this Lime Life, and keep up with us with The Juice as well. You can follow us at TheJuice_ on Twitter and at The Juice Production on Instagram to see more of myself and Kate. Please stay tuned and on the lookout for our next episode of That Life My Life. I got more people coming out to kind of give you their spin and learn about their brands and what they do within life. So please stay tuned. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to hit up my DMs, slide in the DMs. I'm always available.
Gross. Don't go to his DMs.
My DMs are always open. But we out. Appreciate you guys. Peace.